On August 18, 1487, the Siege of Málaga culminates as Castilian and Aragonese forces breach the city, marking a significant event in the Reconquista. The siege started in May 1487 as the Catholic monarchs aimed to secure control over the Moorish territories in southern Spain. The city of Málaga, under the control of the Moors, was heavily fortified, presenting a challenging target for the besieging forces. Alonso de Cordones, the Castilian commander, rallies his troops, his resolute presence inspiring confidence amongst the soldiers. Isabella of Castile observes the siege from a distant vantage point, overseeing the strategic movements of her forces. The defenders of Málaga prepared for an imminent and fierce battle, determined to maintain their grip on the city. Aragonesian archers take their positions along the outskirts, poised and ready to rain arrows upon any emerging threats from the dominating walls. The initial assault commenced, with battalions charging towards the walls, intent on breaching the defenses. Alonso leads a crucial charge, his commanding voice cutting through the sounds of battle as he urges his men onwards. The defenders retaliated with arrows and boiling oil, managing to push back the initial wave of attackers. Despite fierce resistance, the besieging forces regroup quickly, adopting new strategies to overcome the defensive wall. Isabella sends additional reinforcements, recognizing the critical nature of the siege in her campaign against the Moors. As days pass, morale among the besieging forces fluctuates, yet Alonso perseveres, determining to maintain a united front. The inhabitants of Málaga, caught between defending their home and despair, start to feel the strain of the prolonged siege. An unexpected storm strikes, creating challenges for both the besieging forces and the defenders alike. Alonso capitalizes on the storm, ordering a secretive night assault against the weakened fortifications of Málaga. As dawn breaks after the storm, renewed energy fuels the besieging forces, pushing them to mount a decisive attack. The final assault is launched, and intense combat ensues as forces from both sides grapple for control of the city walls. Isabella looks on, her heart pounding as the outcome of the siege hangs in the balance. In the melee, Alonso takes a pivotal position, engaging in direct combat with the defenders of Málaga. As the battle rages, several defenders weaken, realizing the futility of their efforts against the overwhelming odds. Desperation grips the defenders as they realize the enemy is overpowering their positions, resulting in fierce fighting indoors. Ultimately, the morale of the defenders more quickly dwindles, leading to a semblance of hope among the besiegers. As the tide of battle turns, Isabella can sense victory as her forces gain the upper hand over the defenders. Through fierce fighting and overwhelming numbers, the Castilian and Aragonese forces finally breach the central city square. With the city taken, the implications of this victory resonate, signaling a decisive point in the Reconquista's progress. The final siege operations begin, with Castilian soldiers gathering for one last assault on the towering city walls of Málaga, brimming with anticipation and courage as they prepare for battle. Alonso de Cordones holds a rallying speech, urging his troops to remember their purpose in the campaign, invoking a sense of unity and shared destiny among the soldiers. Isabella of Castile receives reports from the front lines, her eyes filled with determination as she contemplates the significance of the siege's outcome for her kingdom. As the siege drags on, supplies begin to run low for both the besieged and the besiegers, heightening tensions within the city and the encampment. The Castilian forces discover a series of secret tunnels leading into the city, igniting hopes of a breakthrough among the soldiers and commanders alike. An unexpected storm rolls in, providing perfect cover for the Castilian forces to prepare a surprise night assault against Malaga's defenses. The night of the storm arrives, and under the cover of darkness and rain, the Castilian forces move stealthily towards the city walls. armed and ready for battle. The Castilian forces launched their surprise attack, climbing the walls and engaging in fierce combat with the startled defenders, who scramble for defense. Alonso leads the charge up the wall, rallying his men with shouts as they push against defenders who stand resolutely despite the chaos. The fierce combat escalates, with both sides engaging in a brutal struggle, the rain adding to the chaos and struggle for control of the city. As defenders begin to falter, the Castilian forces inch closer to the central square, sensing victory within reach, igniting hope among soldiers. The defenders, overwhelmed by the sheer number of Castilian soldiers, begin to retreat as panic spreads through the ranks amid the ongoing assault. The Castilian forces breach the gates leading into the heart of Malaga, signaling a turning point in the battle as they gain access to the city. Alonso de Córdoñez leads his men towards the central square, rallying them in the final push against the remaining defenders. As the last defenders are overpowered, the Castilian forces achieve victory, hoisting their banners high above Malaga in a show of pride and domination. Alonso de Córdoñez stands high above the square, reflecting on the arduous journey and the blood spilt to capture the city, sealing their hold in the region. The implications of the siege's victory begin to set in as Isabella of Castile acknowledges the strategic advantage gained against the Moorish powers in Spain. As news of the siege spreads, communities across Castile and Aragon are filled with pride and hope, inspiring other territories to take similar actions against Moorish forces. The successful siege of Malaga ultimately serves as a catalyst for further military campaigns by the Catholic monarchs in their efforts to complete the Reconquista. As dawn broke on August 18, 1487, the tension in the air was palpable. Castilian and Aragonese forces gathered outside Malaga, each soldier aware that this day could change the course of history for Spain. Alonso de Córdoñez, standing tall at the forefront, gathered his troops and delivered an impassioned speech, asserting their honor and commitment to reclaim Malaga from the Moors. With supplies dwindling for both the besiegers and defenders, tension mounted. Secret maneuvers were being plotted, and the atmosphere was charged with uncertainty. During the night, the heavens opened, striking the landscape with a torrential downpour, allowing Alonso to orchestrate a surprise attack on the city's defenses. The Castilian forces clashed with formidable Moorish defenders. The sound of steel on steel echoed amidst cries of valor and desperation in the thick of battle. In the heart of the conflict, Castilian forces were driven by the hope of victory, aided by coordinated strikes from Aragonese archers positioned strategically. With renewed vigor, Alonso led a charge up the walls, rallying his troops as they fought to overcome the last remnants of the descenders in an intense surge. As the defenders began to waver under the relentless pressure, panic spread through Malaga's ranks, beginning their retreat from the walls. In a final effort, the Castilian forces breached the grand gates of Malaga, their enthusiasm surging as victory seemed imminent. Overwhelmed, the last defenders fell as the triumphant shouts of the Castilian and Aragonese forces echoed throughout the newly acquired grounds of Malaga. Victorious, Alonso de Córdoñez surveyed the grounds of Malaga, reflecting on the challenges faced and the journey that led to this moment. Isabella of Castile, watching from her tent, felt a sense of pride swell within her, recognizing the strategic advantages gained through this conquest. The capture of Malaga not only symbolized a military success, but also served as a catalyst for further campaigns in the Reconquista, emboldening Christian forces. Alonso de Córdoñez was hailed as a hero, his leadership recognized, and his deeds immortalized in song and story across the kingdoms of Castile and Aragon. The emotional weight of victory settled among the troops, creating a bond between Castilians and Aragonese, who fought valiantly side by side. As stories of the siege spread, the reputation of Castilian and Aragonese bravery solidified their place as formidable forces in the Reconquista. The fall of Malaga was not an end but an opening chapter, pushing the forces of Castile and Aragon towards further conquests in southern Spain, weakening Moorish strongholds. In the halls of power, Isabella of Castile made crucial decisions regarding the administration of Malaga, ensuring stability and integration into her realm. As Malaga became a new stronghold for Christian forces, one could already sense the shift in power dynamics within the region, paving the way for future conflicts. The Siege of Malaga thus stands as a significant turning point in the Reconquista, not just through military might but through a growing unity in the Christian kingdoms under Isabella's leadership. This historic moment reaffirmed the resolve of Castile and Aragon to eradicate Moorish presence in Spain, setting the stage for more ambitious campaigns to come.